Good morning, world. This is Timothy Zellmer for Live Free University and Hotel Central Boquete. Let me adjust this camera so you can see the beautiful moonset, the sunrise, and what's going on around here. What we're going to talk about today is Boquete Shangri-La? Does Boquete have the fountain of youth? There's something going on here. There really is actually something going on around here. People, when they move here, I see dozens of people all the time. They're losing 50, 100 pounds. They're getting off their depression medications. They're joining one of these hiking clubs. They're getting off their diabetes medication. They're going to these doctors here. It's just 12 bucks in the middle of the week. There's something going on here. Now, I don't know if it is the fountain of youth, but I know it sure has improved my health. There's a lot of things going on here. I've got this gal that works for me. She's my cook and one of the maids. Her name is Belgica. And Belgica, well, I've known her a long time. I was buddies with Don Plino Ruiz, the country's most famous coffee man. And Don Plino passed away last year at 96 years old. And he was my buddy. He was like a second dad to me. But he used to make me go over to Belgica's house because she had 3 elders over there who were like his buddies his whole life, because they were all 3 in their hundreds. And I mean, one just passed away, I think at 114 years old. This is one of these places they call the Blue Zone, where they commonly live over 100 years old. You can't make this up. This is a fact. And what I see going on here, you know, I came from Montana, where we were praying for the 4 perfect warm days when it wasn't smoky from the forest fires. And it wasn't so dang cold, your cows were getting their tails and ears frozen off. It was, when I got here, my arthritis problems, my terrible problems with my back and neck, I just started doing better and better with my pain management problems, my different health issues, because they taught me, if you're having a problem, heck, you just go to the doctor. This is a normal thing. If you get sick, you just go to the doctor. It's not like in some of these countries like the States. Buen dia, ¿cómo está? Where, like in the US, you go to the doctor, you can end up going bankrupt. If you go to the emergency room, could be a full-on financial disaster. It's a different way to live. If you get sick, you just go to the doctor. Or even better, my wife, she got a bug this month. She never gets sick. I don't know. She's a pretty tough gal. She's from here. She's Boqueteñan. And she was feeling so bad. Now, and I'm not making this up. We had the doctor come to the house. House call. She'd had some troubles and gave her IV medication, rehydrator at the house. It was like 300 bucks. Medication and everything. This is not normal, I know, for a lot of Americans to think about the fact that you actually have access to good health care. I have this little breathing problem because my heart disease, and I went to the doctor this year. I was having little breathing problems. I'd had me a cold, and I was having trouble breathing. And within 24 hours, he had me down there at the pulmonologist. Wendy had the pulmonologist, a full board certified pulmonologist with secondary training in cardiology, because I got the heart thing. He's a good man. He evaluated me with x-rays, full spirometry, those breathing tests, and treatments and everything, and I spent about $98. Can you believe this? I mean, come on. Less than 24 hours later, I was in a specialist's office down in David and paid cash. So people live here a long, long time. Now, there's a lot of things you can do to be happy and physically fit. And I think a lot of it is just the social thing that's going on here. The Panamanians, they love to practice English. And they're super curious about foreigners. And everybody knows everybody. So you're the one new person in town. So they're all curious and want to meet you. And they're lovely people. It's super friendly, super safe place. And we don't have these bug problems some places in the world do. And you know, you come to my coffee shop there in reception at Hotel Central Boquete, and you count how many screens we got on the windows for the bugs. It's just, we don't have them because we don't need them. So people have their doors and windows wide open, no screens or nothing all the time. And they're joining these hiking clubs, and they're going fishing, out deep sea fishing. I just went last week, and we caught, me and three buddies went out, $150 a piece. And we spent a whole day out at sea, just down this way is the Pacific Ocean. We're 26 miles from saltwater, Atlantic and Pacific. You know, the Atlantic's the Caribbean. And we're the skinniest part of the isthmus right here. And we brought 4 giant coolers back of fish. It was fish fry forever. Baking them up, cooking them up, stewing them up. Fish is good for you. Right here in the neighborhood, there's this guy comes up with a sushi grade tuna fish, selling it for $4 to $7 a pound. All kinds of corvina, snapper, so you can get fish into your diet. Cheap, I mean fresh, like bring it right up from the ocean. Sure, we're up in the mountains here, and it's nice and chilly at night, so you sleep good, and we don't have bugs, and the lifestyle somehow makes people want to get out, get off their butts, and start walking. They're on their feet. Don't hang out at the bars. Go down to coffee shops and little coffee clutches. Come down to my coffee shop and start meeting people. And there's a lot of fun stuff to do. Tuesday morning, we got this gringo market down by the river. And you can go down there, and between 9 and 12 every Tuesday morning at the BCP, it's right across the street from the Flower and Fair Market. And there is just a lot of stuff. And on Sundays, I think it's at 1 or 11, you have to check, they have free movies for a donation. Give them what you want. It's a free movies and social hour on Sundays. Heck, Friday at 5:30 if you're a drinker, alcohol, out at Boquete Country Club, down at the hotel there, they have happy hour. Meet everybody in the county down there. So there's always lots to do, people to meet. This is an incredibly social community. People come down here, they end up falling in love with somebody. All these widows and widowers, and people have had divorces. They marry a foreigner, or they marry a Panamanian like me. And they create a new vision for their life. That they're happy. And they're getting their medical things dealt with. And they're losing weight. And they got an active social life. And they got things going on that's helping them. My buddy Roy started the AA clubhouse here. He's a real cool guy. He moved to Colombia. This last couple years he's out of here, but he comes back all the time. But he started this AA clubhouse for people who speak English or Spanish, and you can go down there and sober up. I see a lot of people that run away from their problems, their addictions. You know, they've hooked on food or whatever, and they got all these meetings down there. Help you sober up, clean up, whatever up that you need. So there's a lot of things going on here that seems to be the reason that Boquete has got this cachet, this incredible reputation of people living forever. And one time Don Plinio and I, we're way up on one of his farms up here in the Northeast, and he had me pull up right to the edge of this dang really steep, it wasn't a cliff, but it's the top of one of his 10 coffee farms, right? And he said, go really easy, just stop right on the edge, because we go off the edge, we're done for. And so we got out, take pictures, look around. He's showing me everything, this huge valley. They got this cool coffee farm up there, and it's a couple minutes later, and we hear this whoosh, 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 crunch, crunch. He goes, oh, somebody's coming. And we walk around this big tree, and we look over the edge, and here comes this old man. He's like 96 years old. He's got a little Buddha bag of water, a little fanny pack with a little tiny bit of food, and a machete and a big old hat. And he is working his way to the ridge and back, trimming the coffee and chopping weeds. And Plinio's had him working for him for like 60, 70 years. He's like, hola, ¿cómo está? And see, there you can ride your bike here even. And hey buddy, how are you? Oh, here comes traffic. And dog running. Hola, buena, buena. The thing was, we looked way down below us at the valley of where one of Don Plinio's farms were at. And that old man, he said, that's where I live, right down there. It's like a little speck down below us. And I said, you come up here all this way? He said, yeah, I like to walk and work. I'll go through the rows of coffee, then get up to the top, eat my little lunch, drink me some more water, and then work my way down. And see, this is mountainous country. It's a little steep everywhere. So you're walking up and down hills. And here is a guy, I mean, he was a tough old bird, like 90, 80, 89 years old, 86, something like that. He couldn't remember how old he was. And Plinio said, I know, he's been working for me for like 70 years. So think about this. There's some health benefits. Hey boys, hello, hello. Happy chickens and hungry dogs. Hi. They have a lifestyle here. They eat a lot less fruit. I mean, they eat more fruit and vegetables because it's cheap and filling, and way less meat and cheese. So like that documentary Forks Over Knives, where they noticed the one side of that Chinese city, they did this study that they made that documentary Forks Over Knives, and they noticed on one side of the river where the poor people lived, they never had any cancer. They never had any heart disease. And across the river bridge on the other side, the rich people were, and they had it just like the Americans, just like the United States citizens. All this cancer, heart disease, all of that was just there. It was thick with it. And what was the difference? The only difference was they had every little house, a little garden, and some chickens. Says eating an egg or two a day. And I see that here, this thing they call permaculture. Outside my bedroom window, where I live, is a perfect example of why this valley must have the fountain of youth. Because there I got plantains and bananas and oranges and these chickens. Yeah, if you want to raise chickens, this is a perfect town for you. And they're gathering the eggs and the fruit and the vegetables, and then they have all this stuff they throw in where it's yucca and taro root and what else they got over there, and then this horchata, this weird little vegetable, and they all throw it in this soup that they eat every day called sancocho. And seems like everybody just keeps working and working, got something going on well into their 80s and 90s. Plus they're all happy and friendly and living free. So maybe it's true that Boquete is Shangri-La, and we have the fountain of youth. We do have, you know, down at Caldera, about a half hour, 45 minutes from here. That's where my wife was born, actually. 2 hot springs. They're pretty cool to go to. And 2 different waterfalls. You can go down there and swim in just the most amazing water hole. And then they got this place called the Mini Canyons. So, the Mini Canyons is really cool. We just did that last month with the whole family. I brought my little old mother-in-law. She likes going down there and seeing the kids play. It's this weird spot. They got it's like a giant flat rock where the river cut down. They do the climbing school down there, where they climb. It's like class 7 climbing, and if you fall into this little skinny river. And they call that the Cañones, the mini canyons. So we're sending people down there to the hot springs and these waterfalls and mini canyons, but we've got a couple other spots we'd like to jump in the river. Uphill here, just to the north of us, there's a place right at the beginning of the 3 Lost Waterfalls is the headwaters of the Caldera River, which comes right through town here in Boquete, in Bajo Boquete. And there's a swinging footbridge there, a metal bridge, like cables. And if you're gonna do the trail, you go straight across. Don't take a hard left turn. That's a dangerous trail, the snake trail, the Sendero Culebra. But you go straight up the steep hill right in front of you as you come across that bridge for the 3 Lost Waterfalls. But right downstream, at the end of that bridge, take a right, is a great place for jumping in this little hole. And it's shady and it's fun, and we always take the kids up there. My nieces and nephews and my stepkids, they like that. My wife loves it, and I like it too. And then up here, there's another place, it's a little bit faster river, so when it gets one of our few hot days here, we'll go up there and go play in the water. And the other thing we like to do is we go up, it's just 5 minutes from here, we'll go up there and get inside the San Ramon waterfall. It's beautiful, really beautiful. And I like to, with my boy, we'll get in, and there's the hotel right there. I like to, and that's Rainbow Ridge behind us there. See up there? That's where the backlit cross is, the Mayor's Cross. And right at the top there is the cross. You can see it, it's lit up at night. And those are some of the things you can do. Get in the water, get inside this San Ramon waterfall. That's pretty cool. I love doing that. You can kind of get inside. There's an air pocket there. It's cold, and it's neat to do that. It's a beautiful morning here. So then there's goofballs like me that are walking everywhere. You know, I'm losing weight, taking care of my health issues. You know, I get out, do a little fun in the ocean, and it's a day trip to go boogie boarding or playing in the ocean or go to eat seafood on the beach. We got all these amazing hiking trails, so you're gonna be more active. That's one thing that makes it healthier. The good health care, the inexpensive medical care is just incredible. You're gonna be way more social. And you're out of your rocking chair. You're not sitting on the porch. You're going to be out, because it's not like Montana where, you know, it's like 9, 10, 11 months out of the year you could be getting snow or terrible weather. And the other thing that happens that's really cool here is like in the rainy season, if you're up early like me here, I was up at 4:30 this morning with the happy chickens and the hungry dogs. And I get up and do my little morning, have me some coffee, and then a little exercise and read my books and get my plan for, you know, the school and the hotel going. And I love that. This morning thing where people start getting up early. And then if it's in the rainy season, it's weird. It's like at 2 or 4 p.m. we'll start coming with a little bit of rain. So that's a signal to take a siesta. I like to take a siesta in the afternoon because I'm getting up early and I go to bed, you know, around 10 or so. So I need an extra hour or two of sleep. So when it's raining, it's great to sleep. And so you get in this kind of a natural rhythm after a while of being here where you're up early. So the blazing sun, you know, like right now, just look at the sky. Isn't that amazing? It's so wonderful here. I'll walk into the hotel here. You can see some of the hotel. We got a beautiful spot here at the base. They call this Rainbow Ridge. We get some of the world's greatest rainbows. We can get 3 different kinds of rainbows. We get lunar rainbows from the setting moon. We get, you know, doubles and triples and full. Right here behind me is where we see these rainbows right off the back porch here in the terrace. And you can be sitting in this jacuzzi at night watching the thunderhead that builds up in the hot summers. They will build up a thunderhead right up there. And see that? That's the sleeping Indian right there. And that's where we see this thunderhead with lightning. And it's cool because you can be here in the jacuzzi at night watching all this electric storm about 10, 20 miles away that happens all the time. So that's pretty cool. The thing is that there's just a lot of positive things going on here. And you know, it's simple to move here. You don't have to make it complicated. The thing is, all you need is a ticket. Come stay here at the hotel. I'll get you a letter, send you down to my attorney buddy. He was my best man, and his mama was my wife's best buddy growing up, one of her very best friends. And we know this guy. He's a nice young guy, a family man with some kids coming now. Juan Contreras is his name, and Lourdes Miranda, and he have this firm here. But if I write you a letter recommendation, referral, he'll give you like $250 discount for each person if it's a couple. That's about $500 for a couple. And you'll be able to get your documents, and I'll help you find a place to live. I've got 100 friends with little, you know, gardener houses or maids' houses behind their house, and they're trying to make a little dough. And there's a lot of little apartments and houses. Don't buy nothing right off the bat, but you know, Juan Contreras, he does 2 kinds of law: migration law, and he makes it really fast and easy. So really, that's all you need is a plane ticket. Come to the hotel. we'll get you into C1, you get your papers started, to get your permanent visa and get you into an apartment. Now, I love the boutique walkable area here where you don't even have to have a car, and taxis are just $1 or $2. You know, you don't even have to have a dadgum car. And like I've rented, you know, next door we have friends would have these little casitas, little cabin houses, 1 or 2 bedrooms and apartments, and I've rented probably most of these people places to live. So you got to think about the NRA. What is the NRA? The next required action. I know a lot of you have been, you know, checking on the internet for what, you know, what's the story about Boquete. It's got this incredible reputation, but you know, people make it so complicated to move here. But it's simple. Just get a ticket, call the hotel, or send us an email, hotelcentralboquete@gmail.com, and we'll help you out. I'll help you out. Get you into a good attorney who won't mess you around and make it simple here and help you find a house or an apartment. And it is actually as simple as that. It's not a complicated procedure, and it's a safe place. And maybe it's time you thought about moving to Shangri-La. You've had a tough life and your problems and maybe some health issues you can get dealt with down here in a better way. The health care is good. It's a pretty darn safe place. They got good policing here. I'm buddies with the cops and the chiefs of police here. They're good people. They're working hard to keep things safe for everybody. And behind me, see the hammocks. Hanging in a hammock, it's cheaper and twice as effective as therapy. So I'm here with Hotel Central Boquete and Live Free University. We do all kinds of services for relocation. Live Free University, if you need to make a little money, what we do is we teach people how to do an online business from anywhere with very little investment, no employees, and no real estate. So we're here to help. Give us a holler. My name's Tim Zellmer. Thanks for being here. God bless. Bye-bye.